Okay, just about to light it. This is bone dry kindling wood. The grate is all cleared and riddled. Both of the air settings are on their maximum, and the chimney flap is out. So I'll light it. It's a very windy day, so there'll be lots of draw over the chimney as well. So I've been burning for about 5 minutes. Put more fuel on, which kind of, seems to draw okay at this point. Everything's still open full. Just starting to heat the water in the pipes, I think, at the back. So there's the flow. Not quite yet, still at ambient temperature. Chimney flue is beginning to get hot. So that's after 5 minutes. So this is the controls. So I've got 2 measurements going on. Where it says coal, it's that's the sensor on the pipe, the flow right next to the Lohberger, and that's the temperature of the return, I think, sort of bottom of the tank. So the way this is configured is when this sensor, the flow, is 6 degrees higher than the return, then it will turn the pump on. So we should see that happen in a moment. Initially then it's going to flush a load of cold water into the system and turn the pump off again, and it will do that for a few times until it gets rid of the cold water that's in the pipe. So it's going to need to get up to 47 degrees and then it will kick the pump in. Pump's just come on now, so it's got 6 degrees difference. You'll see that drop now because it'll get a load of the cool water that's in the jacket. It's going to go past the sensor. And then when there's 4 degrees difference, like now, it's just turned the pump off because we're only 4 degrees difference between the flow and coming back into the tank. So when that gets back up to 46 again, it will turn the pump on. Take a while because it's got to heat all of that water up in the jacket again, I guess. The pump is still off at this point. So I've been running for 10 minutes at this point. You can see that it's not particularly doing anything special, and we've got some black coming on the glass where it's not clean burning yet. I'm still on full settings for both. Can't quite see that, but it's 6 on top, 3 below. So that's after 10 minutes. So this is the same timing as the 10 minutes upstairs. This is the temperature of the the flow pipe, I guess, 35.9. So it's actually gone down a bit since we were measuring just now. It's starting to climb now, but it does seem like almost that's cooling the firebox, I guess. So the pump has not run for a second time yet, but it will do once this gets to 46. It'll kick in. Minutes later, so the pump has just kicked in. Some slightly cooler water going through it. Pump has stayed on this time because there's more than 4 degrees difference between the two sensors, so now it will keep pumping and keep warming the water. So we're back upstairs, sort of 15 minutes in. Fire's not really doing much, still fully open. Take the flue temperature. Around about 100 degrees. Take the temperature on the outside of the pipe. The outside's not showing a lot of heat, but inside, that's the sensor right there. Can't see it so well here. Sensor is tied to the pipe, so that's measuring the 40 something degrees. Return. Yeah, the outside of the pipe temperature obviously a bit different. And try adjusting the, so I put the primary down. Doesn't really make any difference to the fierceness of the flame. If I turn the secondary down all the way, really doesn't seem to do a lot either. But it's not burning particularly fiercely, and obviously the glass is blackened up. So that's now left with the primary on, I'll put it on 1.5, and the secondary on 6, and I'll leave it like that for 10 minutes and fuel it. I realise why these pipe readings are low. It's because it's round, it's deflecting half of the infrared off. You have to get really up close to get the temperature. It's still not right. I can't really accurately measure these pipe temps with the infrared. Further away I get, just the lower the reading goes. It's reflecting off the outer profile. Back in the plant room, it's been running half an hour-ish now, so pump is running, and yeah, we're about 55 degrees on that sensor on the flow pipe. Bottom of our buffer tank is still at around just under 40, so it hasn't really moved yet, so That's just because it's a 1,000 litre tank. It takes a lot of heat going into it, but it is flowing and heating water up to 55 degrees at the minute, and that's about as hot as I've ever seen it. It doesn't seem to go much more than that. So half an hour in, still on setting 1 for primary, setting 6 for secondary, still burning just dry, building matchwood, just put 1 log on it. Seems like it's going okay, but I'm not sure. I shall turn it down on the secondary now, now that it's got some heat in it, and then do another video in 10 minutes. So this is 45 minutes in, so 15 minutes it's been sat with primary on, it's actually now on 0, secondary on 2, and it's not doing anything. That's kind of as exciting as it gets. Oven temperature up to, I've closed the flue flap so the oven temperature's up to sort of 150. I'll open it again, open the secondary again and refuel it and do another in 15 minutes. Should have said while I was doing that video, obviously I can't measure the temperature, but both the flow and the return are almost too hot to touch. So they're, 50 odd degrees, whatever they are. So we're 1 hour in. I've been running with the primary open just a fraction, just off 0, and the secondary on between 1 and 2. So it'll burn, but it's just not doing, gasification really. The wood that we're using is either bone dry building timber, which has got no moisture in it, or 3-year seasoned wood, which burns perfectly well in our other burner. And does go to gasification stage really quickly. So I'm confident in the fuel, but we're just not getting up to temperature. So even after an hour, our oven is still just above 150. Flue temperature is just over 100 degrees C. It's 115. So that's the story, right? Hopefully you can help.